check out this recent video. Thanks, Twitch. All right, we're live on Twitch. Okay. Are you ready to get started?
Sure.
Okay. Let's get started in 3, 2, 1. Welcome to a brand new episode of That Video Game Podcast, aka TVGP. This episode is just a little bit cursed. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier.
Howdy.
We're having audio issues today. It has struck 2 of the 3 of us. One of us so badly. The Nimp isn't here because his audio issues turned out to be so bad we couldn't figure it out before we needed to start recording. So he will hopefully be back next week. Hopefully both of us will be able to make it through this episode. If we don't, and the episode
it's an online virus because he, he passed it on to me.
It travels through the sound waves.
And now, in the infamous words of Bane, I pass it on to you, the people.
So yeah, like if this episode just ends suddenly, it has struck both of us yet again. All right, let's do a quick plug here before we get into the games for our Patreon page over at patreon.com/e1m1 or e1m1.cash.
Those ones are the numerical digits 1.
The $5 a month tiers of recommend one gets you everything. You can get over there the exclusive uncensored Outcast, which is where we're talking about all of the stuff happening in our lives. This week we also get struck by an audio issue in the middle of it, but you know we make our way through it with texting and hand motions, and you get early access to We Roguelike It and Critical Misses at the $5 tier or higher. You get exclusive access to the Critical Misses production meeting. We are about to move over to a brand new season, so you should figure out we're moving to season 46, which is wild. So if you want to get a...
No, what's wild is that those numbers belie the amount of content that's actually there.
Yeah, I don't know how many total episodes that actually is. I feel like
a lot. It's too many.
It's a lot.
One might say.
But if you want to hear that show early and get an idea of what we're doing next, you can get that over there. And then you get exclusive access to the Wayward Sons, the Supernatural TV show watchcast that Moon and Ember are going through. All of that over at e1m1.cash.
Those ones are the number 1.
All right. Moon has... Thank you. We also have a brand new episode of Game Club out right now. 1997's Diablo 1. Reminder, play the GOG version, and as we all learned, install the Devolution mod and go through the options.
Yes. Yes.
So play that over there. Our next game is going to be Panzer Dragoon Remake. Not the original for... I was going to say for obvious reasons, but it might not be that obvious for people that are younger. We can't afford that, and I don't think I have a working Saturn. I think my Saturn is broken.
I don't think any Saturns work anymore, period.
That's you raise a good point. So we're going to play that for the next one.
It is also worth mentioning that the next one will also be delayed by a week from its normal week. It's going to be 1 week delayed.
Yes. Thank you for that as well. All right.
Nope, you're good.
Before we get into the score, Moon has been telling me sort of in a roundabout way that his list might be rather large this week. So why don't you hit us with your score and then hit us with the bevy of games that you hopefully enjoyed this week.
Yeah, I was on vacation, bro, and last time I was on vacation, it was a similar kind of feel where it was like, oh, hey, by the way, my gamer score is now 942930.
Oh, wow. Okay. All right, we're almost at the 950. Okay.
75 to 50K in less than a week, essentially.
It's pretty good.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
You can feel free to pull these up as fast as you can, or you can just ignore them and move on.
Got my typing fingers.
Game number 1 is W.A.R.P with dots between them. It's W.A.R.P, W full stop A full stop R full stop P full stop. It is a top-down asteroids kind of controls game. You are a spaceship. You have to get from the start of the level to the end of the level within the fuel and the time limit that you are set in front of. Can't find anything on it. What a surprise.
Are
Who
you
would have
interested
thought?
in working at Warp Software Factory? You do that.
No, not in the slightest. It's not a bad game. It's not terrible. It's actually kind of very retro aesthetic, and I do kind of like it in that manner. But it is exactly what it sounds like. It's a very cheap, very indistinctive game in the bevy of games that we have. Okay, one of the standout ones. You remember we talked about this at the start of the year when I came out with the idea of this 1 million thing. You said that you're looking forward to the Aladdins, the diamonds in the rough of
Yes.
all of these nightmares. Willy Morgan and the Curse of Bone Town.
Curse of Bone Town. Okay.
Now make sure you have safe search on when you search for that, because
Yep.
otherwise I don't know what might show up.
Here we go. I see it.
This is it's an old school point and click adventure with a really distinctive like art style and like feel and look to it. It's I'm not a huge point and click guy. Like I didn't grow up with them. I don't have a whole lot of fun playing them. I despised that one by the Legends who released one recently that was just too long and too complicated and too stupid for me to care about.
Thimbleweed Park or something like that?
That's the one.
Yeah.
I did not like that game.
Yep.
This game, however, super short. It's like I took my time and I did it in like 4 hours.
Okay.
Very nice, useful intro to the world of point and click adventures. It's got these interesting like pre-rendered backgrounds mixed with a fully 3D characters, and like
Yeah.
it's a solid, it's all voice acted, it's solid performances all the way throughout. Like it's a decent little point and click adventure for those of you who might have never played them, or if you don't have a good experience with them like I do. Like it's not a bad little game to sink your teeth into, and console controls are absolutely fine too, so player on your platform of choice, I would guess.
Do you
but yeah,
it sounds like it's a good intro to the genre then?
100%.
Nice.
100%. There's like 2 puzzles that I was like, I don't know what to do here kind of situation. And other those I had to Google, but other than that, everything else is relatively simple and understand.
Nice.
It does a good job of like, long story short, you have to find a pirate's treasure map. You have to find the 10 pieces of it or whatever. Wait, I think it's 8. I think it's 8 pieces of a pirate's treasure map, because of course
8 sounds like a
it's
pirate
8 pieces.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you have to go do that while you're searching for your dad who disappeared, essentially. Solid little game. Like I had a genuine amount of fun with it. It moves pretty well.
It
even does the
whole
the art style is impressive, like of how it looks. It does the cool double click the arrows and you just instantly fast travel at the start of the game. It gives you a map, and then you can just use the map to fast travel between all of these different places that you've been.
Great.
So as soon as you've done the exploration once, you can just move between the different locations.
That's so good.
Really solid little introduction into the game or into the genre. Couldn't recommend it enough. If you've never done a point and click adventure, it's just the right level of goofy and fun to get yourself into it.
Yeah. Willy Morgan and the Curse of Bone Town.
Yep. And apparently it's part of a series, from what I understand, because it mentions it's part of the XXX thing. I will say it was mentioned in the chat here, but you do get an achievement for investigating a book in Willy's room, and the book is The Legend of Monkey Island, which is just
that's great.
Wearing its inspiration directly on its sleeve.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Webgeon Speedrun Edition. Webgeon. It's a black and white spider using webs to transport around the room kind of game. It's interesting. Oh yeah, you found it. Great. It's cool. It's a puzzle platformer essentially, except you use webs instead of jumping.
It's like
I
every one of those. If anyone wonders what this is like, it's like those sliding block puzzles, or like those. Every JRPG has one of these puzzles where it's like, oh my god, this dungeon is ice. You need to like slide on the ice, but you only slide in one direction until you stop. That sort
until
of.
you hit a wall. Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that it's that exact concept but brought into a game. It's fun. It was quick, easy, relatively simple. Like it's one of those games where it's like I'm just gonna load it up and play it and see how I do, and before I know it, I've completed it. It's like, oh, okay, there we
Yeah,
go. That's done, I guess. Um
that's cool.
Tarek in chat with this segment is the can you find footage challenge,
Yes. Yeah, it's
which is like,
really really
you know,
challenging my
you know,
production muscles here.
not 100% wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Next one is where the snow falls.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, where the snow settles, not falls. Where the
Okay.
snow settles. Um, it's a 3D narrative story game, super linear. It's got that art style that seemed to be really popular for a while. Of the figures not having detailed faces but just shapes essentially. So like you can see the shape of an outfit, you can see the shape of the world. Hey, look, you found this one too. It's got that art style seemed to be really hot for a while.
Yeah.
It's very, very linear. In all honesty, I would say if you're gonna play one of these games that I would recommend, go play Dull Grey. Like that's a
Okay.
visual novel that's considerably, I think, better executed than this one. It's fine, but there's literally all you're doing is it's a walking simulator to the extent that literally all you do is walk and hit the A button kind of thing. It
It's like
is what it is.
a story delivery mechanism. Not that it's a bad thing, but like it's
Pretty
not
much,
about
yes.
like solving environmental puzzles.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
It's very simple, very whatever. Not a huge fan of that one. Again, go play Dull Grey. So much better. Okay, moving on. Woodle Tree Adventures.
How do you spell
Woodle,
Woodle?
Wood LE.
Okay. Woodle tree
This is
adventures.
a 3D platformer, but it's done in like the hub world is done in like a regular kind of 3D platformer way, but the individual levels themselves are all done in that. Was it Super Mario 3D World on the 3DS with that
Yes.
like fixed camera angle, but like it went, the level went basically backwards into the background as you progressed, kind of
Right.
thing.
You had like a Z-axis movement, but no camera movement.
Yes.
Right.
It's got that kind of vibe to it. It is very, very, very basic 3D platformer. Um, Honestly, possibly I recommend for the younger generation if they have limited experience with 3D platforming,
That's what I was gonna
because
ask. It looks like it's
it's got a
meant
it's
for
very
that
depth
audience.
based.
Yeah, and it looks like it's meant for
Yeah.
that audience. Not again,
Oh,
not
100%.
a bad thing. Just kind of like this looks like it's
Yeah,
a game aimed for kids.
it 100% is, and it's super cute, super basic, not punishing in the slightest. Like there isn't any lives or anything like that. Like
Mm.
it's literally just designed for kids to be able to get used to that aspect ratio, I would say.
Hmm.
um I had fun playing it though. Like it was a solid little game, like the amount of that I played with it. I would say whatever this mobile version is that you have the video version for, 100% controllers all the way, but
Yeah,
that's
it's
just
it's
old me talking.
yeah, it's also available on iOS and Android as well. That looks
Oh,
like that's what
perfect.
this version is.
Next one is Word Quest Medieval, and you don't have to pull up the second one here, but there's also Word Quest Fantasy.
Okay.
It's a crossword game.
Oh, okay.
It's a crossword game that the starting levels are the easiest thing I've seen in a long time.
Hmm.
Like, I mean, you take a look at that, you tell me if you can find the words in these crosswords, Boston. Like, it's, you know,
Yeah,
it's so hard.
it's like the opening level of a Picross game where it's like, yep,
Yes.
it's this one's 5, that one's 5, that one's 3. Whoops, I did it. Oh,
Oh,
it's
it's
a
a snowball. Who would have thought?
right. Yeah, it's like a crossword slash word search kind of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Word search is the word I'm looking for, not
Yeah.
crossword. It is super duper simple. I kept playing it for a while and it never really got harder, but when I was very young, I was doing word searches for fun. Like
Mm-hmm.
he says, like it's a task to do them now, but like that was my thing when I was a teenager. I was doing crosswords, word searches, Sudokus. I was always had a puzzle book when I was younger, so
Right.
it could just be that my brain is wired to see things too easily in this kind of environment. But again, maybe if you've got a kid and you're trying to teach them how word searches work, this might
Yeah.
be a good presentation option for it. It's solid. It's fine.
Yeah.
Play it, don't play it, whatever. Okay, here we go. Yellow Adventures. Yello Adventures.
Okay.
This one's weird. So this one is a semi-open world 2D platformer where each of the levels has different multiple exits and you can leave, so you can jump from like level 1 to level 5 by going out a specific exit, or you can go from
Oh,
level
okay.
1 to level 2 or 1 to 3. It's really fun to play, really solid like gameplay mechanics. It's got a gun that you shoot and it's cute and everything else, and there's a store with money and everything else. However, I would 100% recommend this game to everybody as like a cool like experiment on how to present, this kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
But the bosses are impossibly difficult.
Okay. That's exceptionally weird.
And when I say impossibly difficult, you start off with 5 HP and you can get more HP. But if the boss lands on you, you die and you have to restart the fight again. And there's no mid checkpoints with any of the bosses.
Weird.
It
Okay.
is so hard in the boss fights. And I'm a Souls player. I don't say this lightly, but
Right.
like I can get stomped on by the Tower Knight and still have, walk away provided I have enough HP. Whereas in this, it's like, oh no, the boss landed on you. Too bad, you're dead. Come back another time.
That's so
And it
strange.
it becomes very, very rote and memorization based, which really annoyed me when I was
Mm.
trying to play, because it's like most of this game is a cutesy 2D kids platformer kind of game,
Yeah.
and then you put me in a boss battle and it's the hardest thing since a Souls like, so just please go away.
Super weird.
Just no, go away. Thank you.
Huh.
Again, would 100% recommend, except for the bosses.
Yeah.
Just too bad. Let's see here. X-Force Genesis.
Genesis. Okay.
This is a shmup, top to bottom to top shmup game. Very old school arcade, very forgiving. I like the fact that you can tell when you pull up an achievement guide because it starts with the video with the achievements on the left,
Yep.
which is
It's
hilarious.
a 9-minute video. I think it might be the longest one we've had so far today.
Yep. X-Force Genesis is actually really fun. Different ships you can use, like upgrades, very roguelike kind of approach to the shmup genre. I had a lot of fun playing this, and I think I actually picked this up on Chuck's recommendation, friend of the show, Chuck.
Mm.
I think he mentioned it in passing a long time ago, and I just started playing it. Genuinely fun time playing it. So much fun, in fact, that I went and bought the sequel, X-Force Under Attack,
Oh, okay.
and played that too. Which is basically, it's the same concept, except it looks better, it plays better, the presentation is better, the graphics are better, like everything, like it feels like a much more thought out kind of game. I love both of these games. Like, I cannot recommend either of these enough if you're a fan of the hold a button down or tell it to auto fire and just wipe out a bunch of enemies from the screen. really solid little experience in this. And
Nice.
it does the whole thing as well, where it has supers, but the supers all feel unique. Where they've got like a laser super, rocket super, drone super, the big bomb, which everybody knows what the big bomb is.
Yep.
But yeah, it's a fun little experience. I had a blast playing this game. Like really cool, fun little time playing with it.
That looks cool.
Okay, two more to go. Yeah, 2 months ago. I'm just not going to talk about the other two. World Cup Soccer Pinball.
Okay. Okay. That pinball is not the word that I
Not
thought
the
that
one
was
you
gonna...
expected at the end of that.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. It's quite the word salad.
Soccer
I'm
pinball.
not gonna argue with that. This is from the same people who did the football pinball that I played. Not to be
Oh.
confused with. This is not the World Cup football pinball table that you have up here, bro.
This is a different World Cup pinball.
Yes, 100%. That's a different. That's a different one.
Okay. Let me...
It's a World Cup soccer pinball.
Yep.
All one word.
That's what I got.
Okay, so there's multiple of this.
We also have a real life table of the World Cup soccer pinball that Papa Pinball is playing here.
I think I have also played the I think it was the World Cup 96 pinball table. I think I've played that one, the real world version of it, which is just, of course, why not? This is from the same people who did the football pinball that I watched or that I played. It's a better table than the football pinball table. This is so confusing because I'm talking about football in two different contexts.
Yes.
The soccer pinball table is a better table than the football pinball table. However, they do replace the steel ball bearing with a soccer ball, which I do like.
That's pretty good.
So, of course, kind of had to do it. However, it plays just like the football pinball table, where the physics are wonky. It's not fun to get completely outdone. Like when you see a ball coming down, you expect it to hit a flipper and bounce to the other flipper, and it just dead stops and then rolls down through the gutter. And I'm just like, where's the bounce? You should have bounced every single other time you've bounced, and now you didn't bounce. Why did you not bounce?
Right.
And then because the table has upper deck and lower deck flippers, the ball doesn't run smoothly onto that upper left flipper, so it bounces off the flipper every single time, and it's very annoying. Whoever digitally designed this pinball table needs to go in and redesign this pinball table, because it's a decent enough idea for a table. It's got a little goal at the top and a goalie, and you have to score goals. It's solid. However, the physics just do my head in.
Right.
And it's very frustrating, especially when one of the achievements is get 15 million points.
Oh boy.
And it's hard to get 15 million points when you can't get into the Zen-like state of everything. Whatever. It is what it is. I got all of my achievements. I uninstalled it and I hid it from my list. The usual process.
So I see the confusion here is that Bali in 1994 made World Cup Soccer Pinball, a physical table that was in Pinball FX and Pinball Arcade at some point, it looks like. So it looks like anytime I search for that, they're like, yeah, of course you want the actual 1994 table. And it's like, it is very cool, but no, that's not what I'm looking for.
That's not the one we're looking at. No.
Yeah, looking for the other one.
It's whatever. I mean, next on my list, I think, is Titans Pinball, so we'll see how that goes when I eventually load up that one and get frustrated with the physics in that version too. And my final game this week, out of everything that we've played and talked about, is Forza Horizon 6.
Okay.
You want to know where I spent most of my vacation? It was in Forza Horizon 6.
It was in
because when you have when you have a migraine and a sore head and everything else that's going on, sometimes you just want to turn the volume down so the engines are not too loud. Put a podcast on, ice on your neck, and then just sit there and repeatedly do the races that are one of the spec races in multiplayer.
Oh,
so you can try and get that Horizon level 100, Horizon Play level 100. The good news is I now only have one achievement left in Forza Horizon 6.
Okay. Is it the Horizon
It
Play level 100?
it nope, it's I
Oh,
got that one.
okay.
It is the historic effort achievement. That final achievement for
Right.
redeeming a seasonal reward.
Okay.
So yeah,
Might save that one.
50,000 gamer score to
I was
go.
gonna say might save that one for the big one. All right.
Uh-huh.
I like it.
50,000 to go, and then one achievement for a complete Forza Horizon 6.
Yep.
And then I can uninstall 112 gigabytes of
It's
Forza Horizon
so
6.
big, man. It looks great, but it's so big.
It is, but come on. But no, I just did spec races because I didn't want to sit there and spend a whole bunch of money upgrading cars to find out what the right cars are to feel how I like to drive them. So I
Mhm.
just did spec racing, which is an option in the Horizon Play menu. And the spec racing is everybody has the same car.
Right.
Now it's just comes down to who can drive what better kind of
Mhm.
situation. So I just did that again and again and again
Catch up on
and
your
again
podcasts.
and again. Yeah, listen to this week. I have listened to and finished Dune Messiah and Children of Dune.
Oh, there you
I've
go.
got like 2 minutes left in Children of Dune, and then I'll be done with the trilogy.
Nice.
Just from this week alone.
Right.
But if you choose to go down that path for the Forza Horizon spec racing, by the way, make sure you have the car that has the most multipliers equipped when you launch it. So for me, it was the Horizon, the Barnfind Mazda that you can get. If you upgrade all of its like car perks, it's got like 5%, 25% bonus at event
Oh,
completion.
right.
Because you don't own the spec racing car, it carries over the perks from your last used car. So if you load into the playlist with that car equipped,
Oh,
you'll
gotcha.
get that 25% bonus experience points,
That's
20%
huge.
bonus cash, so on and so forth, which
Okay.
makes it considerably easier.
That's a good tip.
Or not considerably easier, considerably faster, I would say,
Yeah.
because I averaged like second and third place over all the time I was playing. But I put so much time into trying to get this stupid level 100 achievement. And as soon as I did that, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna go to someone's estate really quickly, load out of that, one achievement left, dust my
Yep.
hands off, let's go. Finished, ready to try and get myself to 999,900 gamer score exactly to try and get the 100 gamer score achievement
Okay.
left.
No, you're not at the point where you have to do any achievement math quite yet, but you're getting there.
Not yet,
Yeah.
but soon, but
Yeah.
very soon.
Yeah.
You might also notice that a lot of my games also started really late in the alphabet. You'll notice there's a lot of
Uh-huh.
W's in here.
Yep.
W's, Y's, X's.
Mhm.
That's because I got so annoyed with trying to figure out what games I owned. I just went into my full library, went to Z, and started working my way up through all of the what should be quicker games.
Right, right.
I'm not playing XCOM 1 and 2 right now. We'll put
No,
it that
not
way.
quick
So I
games.
skipped those.
Yeah.
So I skipped those and I moved on to the next one. It's hilarious because my Ys, as soon as I completed the Yellow Adventure and hid it from my list, my Y section is just Yakuza games. It's like
Also,
9 Yakuza games.
not short games.
Not short games.
Yeah.
No.
Do you know how to
So,
play Mahjong?
I'll get to them when the Let's Complete Every Game in My Library quest starts
Right.
next year.
That's right. That's right.
But yes, that is unfortunately everything I have been playing, Boston, that I feel like talking about this week.
Okay. I only have 2 games this week. I'm gonna start with I started and finished Dungeon Antiqua. This is a game we've been talking about a little bit here on the show recently, where it's kind of a combination of like Final Fantasy 1 and Wizardry. So it's very much. I would recommend anyone looking up a trailer for this. Like I've said before, you will immediately know if this is a game for you or not by watching maybe 10 seconds of footage. It is a top-down dungeon crawler where you're moving from tile to tile, and as you move through the dungeon, more of the dungeon gets revealed to you. It is only 5 floors in this dungeon. None of the floors are randomized, so it's not a roguelike. So once you map out the entirety of a floor, you know that floor completely at that point. The only thing that resets, which is a thing I had a hard time understanding at the beginning, is every once in a while you'll run across a room that's basically 9 tiles. It's like a 3x3 room. Every time you go back to the surface and go back into the dungeon, those rooms get reset. So they could have another adventurer's party in them, where you can like talk to them and potentially like buy items from them. Or it could have nothing, or it could have a treasure chest in them. And even if you like clear out all the treasure chests from the first floor and you go back up to the surface to the town and you go back to the first floor again, all of those rooms will have reset. So if you just want to farm for gold, or you just want to get some additional items or something, you can go back through those rooms and get treasure again. That took me a little bit of time to kind of realize. But this is a very traditional JRPG. It is incredibly straightforward. At the beginning, you pick your first party member, and it's like warrior, thief, mage, and priest, I think, are your first 4 starting jobs. When I started the game, I picked normal difficulty. There's normal and hard. I picked normal difficulty. I picked my first character, and the game was basically like, okay, that's your first character. Do you want me to pick the other 4 for you? And I was like, sure, let's try that. Let's see what it does. And basically picked 2 fighters, a thief, a mage, and a priest. It's like, well, that was the party I was going to make anyway, so let's do it. There's once you get to a certain level of stats, you can upgrade your you can like change your class from one to another. Basically, like it's like Final Fantasy 1 where you kind of like graduate to a better class. So like the fighter can turn to a samurai, the priest and the mage can turn into a lord, I think they were called, which basically learns the priest and the mage spells at the same time. So like it's fairly straightforward, but all of it is kind of streamlined in a way that I really liked. Every time you go back to the surface, to the town, your party heals all of its HP and all of its magic casting numbers. I don't know. It's not MP. It's basically like D&D. It's like Final Fantasy 1 where you have like, I can cast 7 level 1 spells. I can cast 5 level 2 spells. I can cast 3 level 3 spells, and so on and so forth. It's like not MP, it's like charges, I guess.
Yeah.
It refills all that. One thing I did like that this game did quite a bit is when you find a new item that you've never seen before, you can sell it to the shop in town, and when you do that, the shop now stocks that item. So maybe you found like one really good new sword, you sell that to the shop, and now it will sell you basically an infinite number of those swords that you picked up. So now you can get one for, you know, both of your like fighters or samurai or whatever. It is 5 floors. You need to go grab all of the like 5 ancient artifacts. Once you do that, you fight a boss, blah 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 blah. It's 3.5 hours long. Like it is exactly.
This is something that me and you have talked about very recently, where you are looking for, and I'm sure you've mentioned it on Pub too.
Yep.
You're looking for the bite-sized JRPGs,
yep.
like the smaller things.
And this is exactly why I picked this up, because Musum had talked about this. I've kind of had this game in my periphery for a while, of people being like, hey, if you love NES RPGs, that's kind of specific era of JRPGs, this is a brand new one of those with a little bit of quality of life. It has like 2 people that made it. It's I completed it fairly quickly at like 3.5 hours. There's a bunch of additional like super bosses and the additional like extra levels in the dungeon that you can go through. I kind of don't know that I'm gonna do that because I bought Dungeon Antiqua 2 as well, so I might just move over to that one. But we've talked about this before. Like you said, we've been talking about it a lot on Pup as well. That coming off of Chrono Trigger, I feel like this is kind of the experience I was looking for. Of like, I don't need. It's a snappy 150-hour RPG. Like, I don't need a Persona 5
Chrono Trigger
one.
isn't even that long.
No,
Chrono Trigger is what?
20 hours?
Like, what, 20, 30?
Yeah, 30 if you're going to go for, like, all of the endings. And, like, that's kind of what I was looking for. Like, I've talked about it before, but, like, there's a level of, like, anxiety isn't really the right word, but, like, maybe it's kind of the in the general vicinity of the right word, that like I'm kind of worried about starting a new RPG and like playing 40 hours of it and being like, well, this isn't, I kind of don't like this game, or like this game is not really that great. I could play this game for 3 hours and be like, yep, I knocked that out in an afternoon or like 2 days or whatever. But there's something kind of maybe intimidating about a lot of JRPGs nowadays, where it's like, oh, this one's really snappy, it's just 100 hours. It's like, oh my god, like I kind of don't want to do that, but I still want to play something like this. So like, I've taken Dungeon Antiqua, and I guess to sum up Dungeon Antiqua, it's fine. Like, it is 3 to 4 hours. That's including any like quote unquote grinding I needed to do. The game plays fine. It functions fine. It has like virtually no story, which is appropriate for that era of JRPGs.
Yeah.
But like, I just kind of liked this, like you said, bite-sized JRPG. It's not, oh, you can't play Dungeon Antiqua because you didn't play the other 15 games that came before it. Each one is only like 50 hours apiece. It's like, I just can't.
Whatever that franchise is that Nim keeps talking about.
Yeah, the like Trails series, or like now we're seeing more stuff about Kingdom Hearts 4. There aren't just 3 games to play in that. There's like 15 games. Head Falls Off on Blue Sky just put out a really great guide for that, by the way. If you want to start playing Kingdom Hearts, he put out a really great guide for that.
Yeah, but dude, I bought like the remastered version of it, and I'm scared to see if it has a proud achievement on it. Because if it has a proud achievement, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
Proud mode is brutal. I did that once on 2, I think it was, and I never again. No, thank you. But like, I liked this game. It's fine. If you watch a trailer and you see like, oh, that looks like a game I'd enjoy, just go play it. I think I played on PS5. I think it was like $6, $5 or something like that. Like, that's exactly the right price. I will not go for the platinum because I kind of don't want to deal with all the like super bosses and stuff. But I've taken this game and tried to use the internet to say, hey, what are other games like this? And I found a handful of other games like this. Like, Musum and I talked on Pup last month about a game called Dragon Ruins 1 and 2. It's called like a dungeon crawler for tired people. It's a lot like, it automates a lot of the dungeon crawling fighting part of it, so you're kind of focusing on the exploration, and the fighting is kind of happening in the background, almost a little bit like Truckun is supporting me from another world, where like the fighting is happening, but you're not really directly controlling it.
I'm very curious if the inspired by Chrono Trigger RPG coming out takes the same like
Threads of Time.
Takes the same route of being like, yeah, it's like a 20-hour game, not a 500,000-hour game.
Yeah, that game is Threads of Time, if anyone hasn't seen that. Very much like an I'll do it myself Chrono Trigger game here. I'll pull it up on I'll pull the trailer up on YouTube while we're talking. But yeah, like I'm kind of trying to find more games like this that are the kind of not 150 hour, you know, heart wrenching, story driven sort of thing. Like someone
Yeah.
mentioned another game. I recommended it to Musim yesterday. I forget the name of it, but it was basically like Wizardry 2 plus Final Fantasy 5, and I was like, great, that sounds like something that I would like. People are recommending that Wizardry Legacy of the Mad God, I think it's called, the like Wizardry remake that came out earlier this year or last year. Like there's a lot of games like that that are like, we're gonna make a kind of retro focused RPG that isn't 150 200 hours long, and I think that's great because I'll play those. Like I'm excited to start Dungeon Antiqua 2.
You think this is part of the evolution of video games where they went from as long as time as possible to try and avoid you trading it in to multiplayer focused to try and avoid you turning it in to games as a service?
Right.
I feel like for whatever reason where the industry is horrid still, everything is still nightmarish out there.
Yeah.
But it feels like we're at the point where even just indie devs have learned the lesson of make it a manageable game. That's all you got to do.
And I think there's an element of that too with the popularity of the Switch and the Steam Deck too, of like, if you can make it something that I can kind of like pick up and put down.
Oh,
like,
my Ally is so good for that. Like
exactly.
Hades 2 is a godsend on the Ally.
And like Dungeon Antiqua, every time you finish a fight or open a chest or go to another floor or open the menu, it autosaves. So it's consistently and constantly autosaving. And if you go through and you if your whole party gets wiped out, all you get kicked back to the town, all you lose is your money. It keeps all of your like party members and it keeps all of your equipment and everything. So it's like, you know, like this stuff it's still pretty difficult. And like you need to stay on top of it, but it feels way more manageable than a lot of the other stuff that you could potentially be playing. So I'm excited to play Dungeon Antiqua 2. Because like we talked about, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago when we were talking about it in releases, they're basically saying, hey, we made an 8-bit JRPG last time, now we're making a 16-bit Super NES JRPG. It's like, great. It's 4 party members instead of 5 this time. Great. I'm looking forward to checking it out. So I like Dungeon Antiqua 1 a whole lot. It's not a perfect game. Like, I don't want to come here and say, like, it's going to be the best game I played this year. It's the best JRPG I've ever played. It's good. It's 3.5 hours long. It's 4 hours if you really take your time. Probably a little bit longer if you're going to play on hard mode. A little bit longer if you're going to beat all the super bosses or whatever. But for a game you could potentially beat in an afternoon or like 2 or 3 sittings for a JRPG, I think that's really great. So
yeah,
Dungeon Antiqua, pretty great. The other game I'm playing this week is Fields of Mistria. Been playing a ton of that on stream lately.
A lot of it.
A lot of, I will be playing a lot of it this upcoming week as well. It's been doing very well for me as well. Again, I don't promote this enough, but I'm releasing 2 versions of this on my YouTube channel. You can find jansten.com, JANSTEN.com, has all my links over there. But I'm releasing the live stream archives with my commentary, but I'm also releasing a long play, no commentary versions of these as well. So if you just want to like watch it in the background or listen to the music or whatever, you can check that out as well. But it's very much, you know, kind of unsurprisingly scratching that same itch that Stardew Valley does of like, I could just, my crops should be, you know, grown in one more day and I can afford a bunch more stuff and I can upgrade my kitchen in the house. I just play one more day. enough. I got to go in the mines tomorrow. I can play one more day. If I play one more day in the mines, I can get to the next, seal in the mines, and then I can start gathering my stuff. Oh, I have most of that. I just play one more day in the mines, and I can gather all that stuff and break the seal. Oh, I can just, and it's that kind of thing where it's like, I just need to do one more thing and one more thing and one more day, and then like I'm playing for 2 more hours. I have finished my full first year, so I've rolled over to spring of year 2. I don't see anything significantly different in year 2 at this point. I think in an interesting way, in Stardew Valley, when you start year 2, you get new crops, and there's new people that move into town, and you get new quests, and the big request board opens, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, you kind of have a big jump of content, like a big kind of release of content at the beginning of year 2. There isn't really anything like that in Fields of Mistria. How Fields of Mistria gates a lot of this content is really interesting, in that there are 3 currencies in Fields of Mistria. One is Tesserae, which is just your gold, it's just money. Essence, which is your essentially XP. You're spending essence in the skill trees to unlock new skills, or like modify your 8 or 9 different skills that you're using, like combat, mining, cooking, blacksmithing, that sort of thing. But there's a third resource called Renown, and it's essentially how famous the town of Mistria is the whole story behind Fields of Mistria is, right before you got there, a big earthquake happened. And in the intro of the game, it knocked out the bridge on the eastern side of the town, so none of the vendors that used to come by for the Saturday market could get there. So one of the first things you're going to do when you get your farm set up is you want to rebuild that bridge. And as you complete requests around town, or as you get closer to people, or as you ship more stuff in your farm, you increase the town's renown. And every time you level up the town, you get a little bit of a reward. Like, maybe you'll get 100 to 200 Tesserae. Or maybe you'll get a cosmetic. Like, you'll get a new cosmetic of, like, I have a new dress I can
Bat
wear.
wings.
Yeah, or like bat wings for your capybara, in my case. Or like, maybe you'll get a new plan for like a piece of decor for your farm or for your house. Or like a new crafting recipe or cooking recipe or something. They're all fairly minor, but it's all stuff that kind of continues to fill out either your wallet or your kind of the amount of things that you can craft or use for cosmetics. But every time you level up the city, every 10 levels, you move to a new town rank. It's essentially like, oh, now people are more interested in the town.
Sounds a bit like the star system in Animal Crossing, where like you can start to get more people in by having a better town.
Yeah, it's very much like that. Like there's a lot of stuff that's actually influenced by Animal Crossing in this, like the museum, where you're turning a bunch of stuff into the museum and finishing like bundles. But all of those things, unlike the museum in Stardew Valley, all of the stuff you donate into the museum gets set up around the museum in like display cabinets and stuff, very much like Animal Crossing. But every 10 levels you move from like one star ranking to another, of like you turn from like wood rank to stone rank, or stone rank to ruby rank. And the whole story is like, the woman that runs the town, she is your town is getting more famous around the kingdom. The king is like way happier about the town returning to its former glory, and you're getting more people coming around. Um, but usually at that point, a larger project will start, and a lot of them have been uh, pretty straightforward. Of like, let's restore the old mill, and you'll need to have 5 copper ingots and 300 wood and 500 stone, and once you do that, the mill will open. And not only do you restore one of the buildings that have been broken in town, but now you can use the mill to make wheat and or flour out of wheat, and butter out of like butter and cheese out of your milk, and etc. etc.
Is this your footage?
Yes, it's my footage.
Okay, because like the mining looks like it's got a real weight to it, which is pretty solid.
Yes.
But the thing that's impressed me the most is using the watering can to create paths in the lava levels.
Yes.
Is ingenious.
It's
game design.
It's really interesting because that also happened in Stardew Valley on Ginger Island. When you went into the volcano, the game had like an impassable lava flow at the beginning, and you're like, well, what am I supposed to do? And there's like a leaky pipe across it, and every time it drops, it makes a little bit of a pathway. So you figure out, oh, I just need... One of the interesting things about Fields of Mystery is they just tell you. They're like, hey, if you bring your watering can in here, you can just make pathways across the lava or do other stuff like this lava cat. You can turn it to stone by pouring water on it, and then every hit you do against it does a crit. And interesting things like that. So like as you're leveling up renown, you're doing these storyline quests, and they start fairly interestingly, but eventually you start getting into really interesting ones of like, we during the earthquake, we went through all of our food reserves. So you, as the only town farmer, because the only other farmer in town largely just does livestock, can you help us by shipping a whole bunch of stuff, and we'll put all of that in our reserves? Or we need to build up our reserves of medicine. Can you give us all of this stuff from your animals so we can make bandages and stuff like that? And when you do that, you not only improve the town, but you improve the town's renown, and you usually have all of these storyline beats with a bunch of people around town that also further your relationships with them. You have heart events with them, just like you do in Stardew Valley. Like, it's interesting because all of that happens, and then once you complete those events, typically hitting that renown level or hitting that town level and completing the event will unlock something new. So it'll be like, oh, now because you did that, now you can get a barn and a coop on your farm, and now you can start raising livestock. Or now because you did that, the general store in town will sell a bunch new stuff, and now you'll have new seeds. You can buy fruit trees to plant. You can do X, Y, and Z. Or now you can buy the plans to have a kitchen in your house, or now you can have a blacksmithing table at your house, or a woodworking table. So it's interesting because unlike Stardew Valley, where you have that kind of year 2 dump of new content on you, this is very much, you're getting a much more regular unlocking of content that feels a little bit more natural, as opposed to, you made it through the first year, bleh, here's a bunch of new stuff. And I think that feels really good in this, of you're kind of consistently and constantly making progress. Not only with the town, but with all of the systems, because there's like 12 or so XP bars you're filling up as you're fighting and mining and blacksmithing and crafting and cooking and like all of these systems. And because you have these skill trees and because the game has a ton of really good tutorials, there's so much stuff in this game. I've never really felt overwhelmed by it. Part of that might be because of the hours that I playing Stardew Valley. And like the systems.
Why did you censor that, Boston? Why did you censor that?
Sorry, I just had something in my throat. It's weird.
It's the return of the audio issue.
That's right. It's saving me. But I think this game feels like the progression curve is a lot smoother. And I think for me that's like a huge thing potentially for people that maybe were intimidated by Stardew Valley, especially as Stardew Valley has kind of continued to grow over the last decade. And I don't think get impossibly big, but I think there might be a level of intimidation there of like, oh my god, like how do I even get started with a game like Stardew Valley? So I think having the level of tutorialization with this and having the level of the progression being a lot smoother, I think is a really interesting take on the kind of like life sim farming game genre. And I think that helps make it feel a little bit less intimidating, but I think that also does help me continue to play it pretty consistently, because unlike Stardew Valley, even like looking at the level of skills you have for all this stuff, they have a progress bar of like how close are you to leveling up to the next level. It won't say like you have 1,000 XP out of 1,500, but it has a progress bar at the very least of like you're about 75% of the way through. So like all of that stuff helps so much overall, and I think that's what's been helping me stay connected to the game for so long, is like it just feels easy to play, and all of the systems feel great. Like you were saying, the mining has a good weight to it. It really does. The combat feels really great. It feels way snappier than something like Stardew Valley. The 3-hit combo feels incredibly satisfying every time to do it. Like just all of the game feels really great, and you can jump, which is really like a huge save in and of itself. I also got a mount this week, which you can just call from anywhere by clicking in the left stick, and it just appears underneath you, and you're just booking off, and
the best kind of mount.
Yeah, and you press it again, and the mount just disappears. So like, what's interesting is I love Stardew Valley. I will always love Stardew Valley, but this feels a lot like we also love Stardew Valley, but what if everything was just a little bit smoother? Like, what if everything was a little bit, the rough edges were sanded off of it a little bit more? Not all the edges, but just like the roughest stuff. It's not like, welcome to the farm, here's an infinite number, an infinite wallet, and you buy whatever you want. Like, you still need to make the money, you still need to grow the stuff. It's still a farming game, but what if growing the crops, what if you could get an upgrade to throwing down seeds that let you do it in a 3x3 square? That's great. I'm going to be putting them down in a 3x3 square anyways, because that's how much my my watering can water. Perfect. Like,
also, it just tickles your OCD. I mean,
it really does, yeah. But also, like, what if every once in a while when you water a crop, it just drops a seed of that crop for you? Great. What if, weirdly enough, every once in a while you pick a fully grown crop? What if it gives you a dish that is made out of that crop? Like, what if you pick picked a green bean and it gives you like green bean casserole. Okay, great. Now I can sell that food. Cooked food sells for so much money in this game. That seems to be the real ticket here. So it's really funny to like pick a crop and get like a bundle of green beans that sells for like 25 tesserae and a green bean casserole which sells for like 600. It's like, okay, great. I just got that for free. Now I can afford a whole new suite of seeds. It's like, what if the first time you ship a crop, what if someone mails you a recipe for using that crop? Like, it's all of it is all connected so nicely that like interacting with any of these systems feeds into like at least one or two other systems. So it's really great. Like, I just, again, if you played and liked Stardew Valley, to me, this is an easy recommendation for you. Of just like, if you liked that, you're 99% chance you're going to like this. I still am not sure at this point how to recommend it for someone who hasn't played Stardew Valley. I think if you're interested in the life sim farm game genre, I think both of these games are an easy recommendation. People are still kind of asking me which one should I play first. I kind of don't know. Like, if you graphically and like style wise they look so different, that might be the differentiator for you. Fields of Mystery has magic in it. I know like 5 or 6 magic spells at this point. That might be something you are or aren't interested in. So like maybe that might make the differentiation, but I'm still kind of not sure yet. But it's definitely the game I am looking forward to playing very readily when I'm sitting down to stream, of like rubbing my hands together and be like, oh yeah, time to go back to Twitch Farm. Let's do it. And I think that's pretty exciting. So that's Fields of Mistria. I want to keep playing it. And it's, I know,
shock of shocks.
I know it's like
the thing you won't stop playing is the thing you want to keep playing.
Yeah, it's also like interesting here thinking about like it's kind of the polar opposite of what I was just talking about with Dungeon Antiqua, of like that's a 3-hour game. I wanted this small kind of bite-sized thing. But I think there's an element of going into Fields of Mystria kind of knowing what the genre is, of like you're going to be playing this game for a while, but each day is, if I remember correctly, each day is shorter than Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is like 14 or 15 minutes for a day. Mystery is, I think, 12 minutes a day. So you're at most playing it in like 15-minute chunks at a time.
Yeah.
Which I think, to me, is a lot easier to swallow than like, you're going to go in this JRPG dungeon. Is it 2 floors? Is it 20 hours? Who knows? Is it an impossible boss? I don't know. So like it being a known quantity for like, yeah, your day is 12 minutes long. This is what you're going to focus on today, tomorrow, this week. I think makes it a lot easier. So that's the games I've been playing this week. Let's move on to our releases for the week of August 24th, 2026. Aliens Fireteam Elite 2 comes out on PS5, Series consoles, and PC. I got really excited for this game originally, and it's not the game I thought it was. I thought it was that top-down strategy one that you started playing.
This is the other Aliens game I have played that I played with friends of the show, Rob and Justin, where it is all about taking colonial marines and just shooting your way through maps one by one, with the classic experience bar upgrades and weapon upgrades and all that kind of stuff that goes along with it.
Yep. I'm pleasantly surprised this got a sequel, because I remember the first one being
it was a B game.
Yeah,
it was a BD game.
Yeah, but I'm really curious to see how this one turns out, because I feel like the promise was really there in the first one. And if they got a chance to make a second one, then it feels like they could really knock it out of the park. And I really hope they do. Because
I'll tell you right now, I am wishlisting this game right now and waiting for a sale.
yeah, it looks like, and it's also nice to have like another friend game that isn't kind of some of the. I'm not gonna like poo-poo any of the popular friend games like now, like Mecha Chameleon.
It's not a
and stuff
sloppy
like
friend
that.
game.
Yeah, it's not like a. It's not like a whoa, the physics are crazy in this one. Those games are great, but sometimes I want to like go do a challenging mission with my friends and fill up a bar and unlock a new class and unlock new guns and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
I'm kind of excited to see what this turns out. So that's Aliens Fireteam Elite 2. Next up is Brigandine Abyss. Comes out PS5, Series Console, Switch 2, and PC. This is a sequel to kind of a long-standing classic tactical JRPG series. I genuinely don't remember the last time we've seen a Brigandine game. It might actually be the Saturn. Other than the remake
I'm sure
that just came out.
Nymph will be playing this one.
Yeah, it seems kind of like in his wheelhouse and my wheelhouse. It's like a hex based grid game, and it's you're usually fighting like one unit at a time against another unit, so it's not like it's more like Shining Force than it is like a SRPG, if that makes sense. So I've seen kind of interesting feedback on this based on, I think, what the demo is. It honestly looks like a fairly low-budget game, which I think if you're not Atlas or Square Enix or Sega at this point, your JRPG probably doesn't have a very big budget overall, so that's not too surprising. But it very much looks like a kind of B game tier at this point. So, which some of those some B game JRPGs are like some of the best of all time. So that's Brigandine Abyss. Next up is Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 2. Comes out on PS5, Series Console, Switch, Switch 2, and PC. This contains...
Speaking of wishlisting...
That's right. This contains Metal Gear Solid 4, finally being freed from its PS3 jail after 18 years, by the way, and Peace Walker, the HD Collection version, as it is subtitled. That's the only two games in this one. Unfortunately, Acid 1 and 2 are not in this one. Let's hope for Volume 3. But
I love the fact that you're playing the trailer for Delta, by the way.
Nope, this is this is the Collection 2 of trailer. It just starts out with Delta. Yeah, completely. A series of unrelated games to say like, hey, remember Metal Gear Solid? Also, you've probably never played 4, so... let's recap some
Also,
of it.
you definitely have not played Peace Walker, which is ironic because the one that I think the best Metal Gear game is Peace Walker, period.
I really wish I would have finished Peace Walker. I really need to finish it at some point. And I have this coming in the mail.
This is a perfectly good excuse.
I know. I have this coming in the mail at some point. So, like, I'll have my opportunity. If you love Metal Gear Solid and you have not played 4, you really need to play 4. The only thing I would caution with 4 is please remember this is like post MGS3 where Kojima was all the way Kojima. So like if you have no resilience towards Death Stranding 1 and 2's business, MGS4 has the same level of business. So
yep.
Yeah. Just keep that in mind. This is not the MGS2 Kojima. This is...
I'm so excited to finally be able to play 4. I'm not going to buy it yet. I'm going to wishlist it and wait for it to go on sale.
Yeah.
But I'm so excited to play 4 for the first time.
And
honestly, put another 600 hours into Peace Walker because it's one of those games.
It's a Monster Hunter game. Yeah.
Yep.
Also, Konami has verified that the MGS4 installation screen is there and viewable. So you can just kind of like let it sit and run for a while if you want. It's not going to do anything, but like that is an important part of MGS4 just as much as the commercials were, which I'm genuinely hoping are still in there.
Are the podcasts still in there? Do you still listen to it on a
I'm
Sony
I'm
podcast device?
So it was an iPod originally. It looks
Okay.
like apparently it's still an iPod, and I think the podcasts are in there. The soundtrack seems to be in there for sure. I hope the podcasts are in there because that was wild. Koji Pro putting out their own podcast weekly in MGS4 on the PS3 as a downloadable was genuinely wild. Also, if anyone's playing MGS4 for the first time, please, please, please watch the mission briefing from the main menu first. Just like MGS1, it explains why Snake is in the Middle East. It's pretty important. Again, just like MGS1. Not sure why it didn't just open with that, but that's fine. So
also, please lie down on the ground and do a very slow movement to see the worm butt wiggle,
yes,
which I have seen in Metal Gear Scanlan.
so good. All right, that's coming out this week. Resonance: A Plague Tale Legacy comes out on PS5, Series consoles, and PC. I know it says it's a prequel to Requiem, and I've kind of lost the thread on all of these Plague Tale games. So, Amun, do you know anything about these in 2026?
I know I've played most of the first one. I haven't beaten it, but I've played most of the first one. From what I understand, they're going a different direction with this game. It's much more action adventure and less puzzly kind of environmental solutions
Like
kind of situation.
A horror puzzle game.
Yes.
Okay.
I know the basic story of the first and the second one.
Okay.
But if this is a prequel, then I imagine this is going to be where the thing
it all goes wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is going to be the origin story of the thing from 1 and 2.
Right. So, I'm curious to see how this one does because I like the idea of them kind of taking a different approach on the series here. I'm sure it will make the usual people online really mad because it features another woman and it's not the same game. It's blah 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 blah. Whatever. But I appreciate them trying to do something a little bit different here, and I'm really curious to see how this turns out. That's coming out this week. Oops, scrolling the wrong window. Next up here is Star Wars Zero Company. Comes out on PS5, Series consoles, and PC. This is the Star Wars XCOM.
Star Wars XCOM.
Yeah,
Yep.
which, again, why isn't this like the 5th Star Wars XCOM game we have this? But this is like the most no-brainer, like chocolate and peanut butter sort of thing that has never happened.
Listen.
Uh-huh.
Why have we not had a Total War Star Wars game set in the prequel era where you control the forces of the droids or the army?
You bring up a good point. It's all those things.
It makes perfect sense. It's droids and clones. It's big giant battlefields.
It's one of those things of like, I kind of wish that LucasArts and now like LucasArts Games, which is just hurts my heart to hear it said like that. Like just start the Warhammer licensing of like, hey man, you got $20 in an LLC, you can make a Star Wars game. Like just make whatever you.
I was gonna say, learn from Games Workshop.
Yeah, you want to make a retro first-person shooter? Great. You want to make a SRPG out of this? Great. You want to make like a planetary farming sim, but it's in Star Wars? Even better. Knock yourself out. So that one's free for you, LucasArts. So that's coming out this week. I haven't really seen any preview coverage on this too much because it sort of feels like it's a bit of a known quantity at this point. So I think a lot of people are like, well, you know what it is. If you don't, go play XCOM. Just XCOM 1 and 2 were great.
Yep. So. Is this the one by the Midnight Suns devs? I can't remember.
Oh, I don't think so. Let me pull up the IGDB page here. Who is it developed by? It's developed by Bit Reactor, who did this game. Uh, team of veteran developers with a history and passion for revolutionizing player experiences. Cool. Where'd you guys work before that? Like,
Hey, can I see your CV, please?
yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like, who runs your company? Actually, I probably don't want to know in 2026. Actually.
yeah, you definitely don't want to know
Yeah,
that one, bro.
don't worry about that one. Next game we have up here, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition, comes out on the Switch 2. This is just Elden Ring plus the DLC plus, quote, a new armor and horse appearance customization features, end quote. So if you're like me, you're one of the last 5 people that haven't played Elden Ring on the planet, now's your chance.
Yeah, same. Yep.
Yeah.
From the Bit Reactor website, we've collectively developed some of the most successful games you've heard of, such as XCOM, Civilization, Gears of War, and ESO.
Oh, wow. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Well, that's pretty good. I think I'm hoping that they know how to make XCOM stuff then. I would hope.
If they've made XCOM, then yeah, they should know how to make XCOM stuff.
Okay. Fingers crossed. All right, last and certainly not least, Vampire Survivors Legacy of the Blood Moon. Brand new expansion coming out for Deep Breath, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series consoles, Switch, PC, macOS, iOS, and Android. Vampire Survivors expansions are really hard to talk about because so much of their footage is
There's
just
too many of them.
like, look at how wild this game is, and if it's not a tie-in, it's easy to say, like, well, this is the Among Us expansion, this is the Contra expansion. This one is just like, hey man, remember Vampire Survivors? We got X number of new characters in it. You're okay coming back to Vampire Survivors, right? And I'm like, yeah, I am. I'll spend probably $3 coming back to Vampire Survivors. I'm actually going to look at how much it costs right now. It's Vampire Survivors. Like, sure, I'm okay to come back to Vampire Survivors and kind of see what I'm going to do. This is Legacy of the Blood Moon. Currently costs not applicable. Okay, fair enough. Thanks. It's going to be less than $5, probably. So, I don't know, man. I hate coming in here and saying, like, it's more Vampire Survivors, but that's kind of what it is.
But it's kind of more Vampire Survivors.
Yeah. And, like...
I did some digging, by the way. Bit Reactor was founded by, looks like, Greg Forstesh, formerly of Firaxis Games, who did indeed make Midnight Suns. Okay.
They got a good legacy there, then.
Because it's the XCOM franchise, and Midnight Suns and Civilization is Firaxis' whole deal.
Okay. Not bad. So, like, I don't know what... It's funny here, watching the trailer for Legacy of the Blood Moon. It's a lot of, like, hey, here's a new character, and look how many explosions they can do. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
It's the Vampire Survivors thing, where, hey, let's make the screen break kind of thing.
Yeah.
I still remember playing the original version of Vampire Survivors on the Xbox before it got ported to the other engine or whatever it was.
Right. And
literally froze my Xbox because there was just so much stuff going on the screen. The engine couldn't handle it.
That's right. Oh, man. All right. That's all of our releases for this week. Let's get out of here before we run into any accidental audio issues here. If you'd like to visit us, you can do so at tvgp.tv. Everywhere to find and follow us is on the right-hand side of the page. Don't forget to join our Discord server, discord.tvgp.tv. We do have the best community on the internet, and that's where everyone hangs out, the community and us as well. Please don't forget to join our Patreon, patreon.com/E1M1 or E1M1.cash.
Those ones are the numerical digits. 1.
$5 a month is a recommended one. Anything above and beyond that is greatly appreciated. If you can't support us over there, please like and comment and subscribe and all that stuff on YouTube. Follow us on Twitch every Sunday at around 2:30 p.m. Pacific, depending on audio issues or how long the Outcast goes. We do live stream recording this episode every week, so if you're able to make it live, you know, we do read out a bunch of comments on the episode if you're in the live chat, and you can kind of watch how the sausage gets made. The best way to support us and any show that you like is rate us positively on your podcatcher of choice. That helps feed the algorithm, yada, 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 yada. Anyways, it's way too hot in here. Let's get going. We'll see you all next week. Bye.
Bye.
All right, Moon, what are your titles?
Just a little bit cursed. Pass it on to you, the people. Texting and hand motions. Safe search on. Can you find footage? Word salad. Bite-sized JRPG. The return of the audio issues. The best kind of mount. Tickles your OCD, and accidental audio issues.
Okay. I don't think any Saturns work. Can you find footage and just a little bit cursed? Can
Anything
you find
jumping out to you?
Can you find footage was on both of ours, so I've kind of checked that at the moment. I do like just a little bit cursed, but I'm not like gonna go to the mattresses for it. Those are kind of the
I like
only...
Can you find footage?
Okay. I like it too.
I'm ready.
Circle it. All right, starting in 3, 2, 1. This is That Video Game Podcast, episode 983 for August 24th, 2026. Can you find footage?
It's a smorgasbord of treats.
All right, thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. We do